ভঞ্জনহার, প্রভু তুমি তম ভঞ্জনহার। ভেদে লঙ্গ রঙ্গ ভঙ্গ বাদে অঙ্গ সঙ্গ হৃদঙ্গ, ভেদে লঙ্গ রঙ্গ ভঙ্গ বাদে অঙ্গ সঙ্গ হৃদঙ্গ। রাইছে চন্দ ভক্ত বৃন্দ আরতি তোমার, রাইছে চন্দ ভক্ত বৃন্দ আরতি তোমার। জয় জয় আরতি তোমার, হর হর আরতি তোমার, শিব শিব আরতি তোমার। परमा अभयां वरदा नररूपधरां जनतापहरां शरणागत सेवक तोषकरीं प्रणमामि परां जननीं जगतां शरणागत सेवक तोषकरीं प्रणमामि परां जननीं जगतां गुणहीनसुतानपराधयुतान् कृपयाद्य समुद्रमोहगतान् तरणीं भवसागर पारकरीं प्रणमामि परां जननीं जगतां तरणीं भवसागर पारकरीं प्रणमामि परां जननीं जगतां विषयं कुसुमं परिहृत्य सदा चरणाम्बुरुहामृत शान्तिसुधां भृङ्गमनो भवरोगहरां प्रणमामि परां जननीं जगतां भृङ्गमनो भवरोगहरां प्रणमामि परां जननीं जगतां कृपां कुरु महादेवी सुतेषु प्रणतेषु च चरणाश्रयदानेन कृपामयि नमोऽस्तु ते लज्जापटावृते नित्यं सारदे ज्ञानदायिके पापेभ्यो नः सदा रक्ष कृपामयि नमोऽस्तु ते रामकृष्णगतप्राणां तन्नामश्रवणप्रिया तद्भावरञ्जिताकारां प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः पवित्रं चरितं यस्या पवित्रं जीवनं तथा पवित्रता स्वरूपिण्यै तस्यै देव्यै नमो नमः। देवीं प्रसन्ना प्रणतार्तिहन्त्रीं योगीन्द्रपूजा युगधर्मपात्रीं देवीं प्रसन्ना प्रणतार्तिहन्त्रीं योगीन्द्रपूजा युग धर्मपात्रे तां शारदां भक्तिविज्ञानदात्रे तां शारदां भक्तिविज्ञानदात्रे दया स्वरूपा प्रणमामि नित्यम् स्नेहेन बध्नासि मनोस्मदीयम् दोषानशेषान् सगुणीकरोषि अहेतुनानो दयसे सदोषान् अहेतुनानो दयसे सदोषान् स्वाम्ये गृहीत्वा यदिदं विचित्रम् प्रसीद मातर् विनयेन याचे नित्यं मम स्नेहभक्तिसुतेषु प्रेमैकबिन्दु चिरदग्धचित्ते प्रेमैकबिन्दु चिरदग्धचित्ते विषिञ्च चित्तं कुरु न सुशान्तम् प्रेमैकबिन्दु चिरदग्धचित्ते विषिञ्च चित्तं कुरु न सुशान्तम् जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रुत्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः।
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। Lead us from the unreal to the real. Lead us from the darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge. Lead us from the fear of death to immortality. May peace be to all. Very good evening to every one of you. Today we have 3 holy Swamis, very distinguished monks of the Ramakrishna order. Swami Medhasanandaji, the head of the Vedanta Society in Japan, Swami Bodhasaranandaji, the Assistant General Secretary of the Ramakrishna Math and Ramakrishna Mission, and Swami Sunishtanandaji, the head of the Vedanta Center in Melbourne. Apart from this, we have a very distinguished person here, Senator Paul Scar. He is a very good friend and he is committed to multiculturalism and multi-faith movement. Whenever we invite him, he never hesitates to say yes. And all of you, or most of you at least here, are quite very conversant with him, quite very friendly with him. Thank you, Senator, for being with us this evening. Revered Swami Medhasanandaji is a very senior monk of the Ramakrishna order. He has been in Japan for the past 31 years, and he is very highly regarded, respected, and loved by everyone. We request Revered Swami Medhasanandaji to kindly address us this evening. Swamiji.
सहनावतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। हरिः ॐ। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय। आविराविर्मयेधि रुद्रायत्ते दक्षिणं मुखं तेन मां पाहि नित्यम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। हरिः ॐ। Dear Swami Bodhasaranandaji Maharaj, dear Swami Ramakrishna dear Sunishtanandaji, I visited Australia 2 times before. This is my 3rd visit. But this is my first visit to Brisbane. Before I had visited Sydney and Melbourne, but never visited Brisbane, though there was an invitation on the occasion of the opening of this center. But our dear Ramakrishna invited me this time, so I am here. So, thank you, Swami, for your invitation. So I know him almost since he joined. So we are very near to each other, and we have been at least communicating through telephone a few times. And he is scheduled to visit our society this year, so he is most welcome. Now, I shall try to give you an idea of the Vedanta society, or shall say Vedanta movement in Japan. So, dear devotees, you have heard a lot of spiritual talks, so I think it is better that you should be interested in knowing about this Vedanta Society of Japan. Swami Bodhasaranandaji Maharaj, he also visited Japan before, and so he has a first-hand experience. But did any one of you visit Japan? Those who are present here? Oh, only you, I see. But there are some in Sydney who visited Japan. Yes. Now, let me start with Swamiji's visit to Japan. In 1803, on 30th June, he visited Japan for 2 weeks only. And that was on the way of his destination to Chicago for attending the world's first Parliament of Religions. And he became a celebrity there. But when he visited Japan, he was just an unknown monk. The Japan he saw was a modernized Japan, because until 1868, Japan was mostly a medieval country, but there was colonization of Asiatic countries by the Western countries, and India is already colonized by the British. The Japanese felt unless they modernized themselves, so there's every chance that they would be also colonized. So then they started modernizing, and at a very rapid pace they modernized themselves within almost 30 years, almost in every respect. And Swamiji saw that modernized Japan and was very much impressed. But there are already some wonderful qualities of the Japanese nation: their cleanliness, their patriotism, their hard labor, their discipline, and their aesthetics. There are many countries, at least, who are very clean, but the speciality of Japan wherever possible they add the touch of some aesthetics. So there, not be surprised if you see some flower vase in toilets also. And they think God also resides in the toilets. So they just treat it as a sort of prayer room like that, shrine. Now, after returning to India in 1897, in his private conversation or when he was giving an interview for the newspapers, he always made it a point that people should know, especially the young boys, they should know more about Japan. And the country he recommended for visiting, to imbibe some of the qualities of that country, get some inspiration from that country, was not USA, not England, but it was Japan. He thought Japan would be the best model for India. And he told that whatever Japan would contribute or help India, they would help with a sense of respect. Because the Japanese thought that India is a very holy country. A country where Lord Buddha was born. So that's why they revered, they respected India and Indian culture. And then some prominent Japanese had gone to India to request Swamiji to revisit Japan and to preach his lofty ideas, the message of Vedanta. But Swamiji, because of his poor health, could not visit. But he really wanted to revisit Japan, but finally could not. But he was feeling that he should do something for Japan. And on the last day of his life, 4th July, 1902, we don't know the background of the statement, but what he said is this: I want to do something for Japan. Why he said like that, what's the context? Nothing is known, but this is quoted in his biography, written by his Eastern and Western disciples. So, these prophets, what they say, it has to be fulfilled, sooner or later. So this was fulfilled more than 50 years after his passing away. In 1958, when Swami Medhasanandaji visited Japan on a lecture tour, and you see, he inspired some Indians and Japanese who knew about Vedanta, who knew about Ramakrishna and Vivekananda, to form a society. And in 1959, the society was inaugurated by Swami Medhasanandaji. That time he was the head of the Ramakrishna Vivekananda Center in New York. So that was the beginning. So in that way, as I say, that the wish of Swamiji was fulfilled. that he wants to do something for Japan. And when the society was managed by the devotees, naturally that could not be missed, various programs and other things. But when the center was affiliated, finally in 1984, affiliation means a monk would be sent by the headquarters to take the charge of that center. That's the meaning of the affiliation. The first president, Swami Medhasanandaji, stayed for 9 years and then had to return to India for his health. Then I was sent to Japan. So for me it was a very big challenge because I'm a student of history, so I studied in my postgraduate about Japan. But studying about Japan, coming to that country for living is entirely different thing, as you understand. And before I was involved in educational activities. Now here I have to deal with the devotees, and those devotees are foreign devotees. In the sense, most of our 99% of our devotees are Japanese. Only on very special occasions like some festivals, so non-Japanese, mostly Indians, they come. Otherwise, it's mostly the Japanese who visit and attend our programs. So for me, the language was a problem. The climate was a problem because it's a long winter. I never knew the devotees. Even the building where I had to stay, I didn't see even the photo of that building. So it was in this condition that I came to Japan. Now let me tell about a little bit of Japanese culture and Japanese character and Japanese religion. You know, there are two major religions in Japan. One is the native religion Shintoism. And the main characteristics of Shintoism, the worship of nature, the worship of the ancestors, and the worship of emperor as the visible representative of God. Then in 6th century, Buddhism was introduced in Japan through Korea, and it was highly influenced by the Chinese culture and civilization. Even the script, maybe you know, pictorial script, kanji, it was from China. Now, when Buddhism was introduced, it was patronized by the kings. Naturally, it spread quickly. But when the modernization started, that time they thought that the emperor's hand should be made more strong. That's why they substituted Buddhism by Shintoism, which advocates for the worship of the emperor. So Buddhism was weakened in that way, and Shintoism became the state religion. There are Christians, but not many in number. Now, Buddhism influenced highly the Japanese culture, and in Japan you'll see the combination of both Eastern and Western cultures. There are many things you'll find which are typically Eastern, but at the same time there are some traits which are very much Western. And their characters, I should say the culture, it has very unique in a way that you have heard of Zen meditation, then tea ceremony, then flower arrangement, then the Sakura festival, puppet show. So, in that way, there are many unique things of Japanese culture. And their character, what even I have observed. So from my experience I can tell you that they have a tremendous love for the country, hard working, highly disciplined. And they don't brag of their own achievements. They're full of humility. And there's a lot of consideration for other people. Helps others, especially the foreigners when they're in trouble. Then cleanliness and aesthetics, what I have already told. So, for example, as I travel by train and someone is with me, but there is one seat vacant, so one of us sits and another stands. So what I observe, that the next person, he gets up and goes to another place to find a seat. The message is this, that the other person who is standing, he can sit by your side so that you can comfortably, you can talk among each other. They will not say anything, but silently they will leave their seat. And their public morality is really very high. They can never think of cheating any people or giving any trouble. Many cases are there. I have myself experienced. So maybe you have watched 2011 when there was a great earthquake. In Tohoku area. And the tsunami consequence that devastated many cities, coastal cities, and killed many people. And there's everything was rationed. For example, each family, there will be some breads only, some milk and some water. And as long as in that particular store, the things would be there, they would be sold. But there is no preference to anyone. And for each family only one would stand. Then another family would not go to another store, no. And there is neither looting or nothing on the short. And there is very strong power of resilience. I visited quite a few places of shelter where they would come. I never saw anyone to cry or to say anything shocking. One volunteer, for example, I saw, the other family members of that volunteer, they are all killed by that earthquake. But he was helping the other people, the victims, who were living in that sheltered house. So from that you can imagine that they would not show their emotions outside. On the other hand, they would be always ready to help others. Now, though there are many such qualities, but they have one major lacuna, which is all becoming more or less global. That is that though it's a Buddhist country, but few people visit the Buddhist temples for prayer or meditation. Most of the small temples are closed, and only they are open during the funeral ceremony. There are many historical reasons for that, but people's interest in religion is very much lacking. But it's not that they don't believe in God, they do believe in God. On 1st January, I should say thousands and thousands of Japanese, they will go to either church or to Shinto shrine or to Buddhist temple for prayer. But that's all. During the whole of the year, they will not revisit. So it was a shock to me. I believe others also think Japan is a Buddhist country. But if you want to talk to any people about Buddha, they will not respond to you. So they don't think that there's a place of God in their life, there's a necessity of God. Now, what's the consequence? The consequence is that when there's a trouble, when there's a real life, there are so many problems are there, so they do not know how to face them. So they go to some powers, they don't call now holy places or places of pilgrimage, they call it power spot, where they can visit and feel themselves refreshed, come back, but it's very short-lived. So then go to the psychiatrists, and many are there who are suffering from mental problems. And as you know, the rate of suicide is very high in Japan. So in that way, there's some emptiness in their heart. And here we have a role to play, our Vedanta society. So this country now needs a religion which is universal, harmonistic, rationalistic, and at the same time deeply spiritual. So they find these traits in our Vedanta society. That is, it is universal, harmonistic, and we always say, first you understand the philosophy, first you understand how it can help you in your life, and then if you are convinced, then only you can believe in it. Otherwise, belief is very vulnerable, it's not steady. So, as you see here the pictures of Jesus and Lord Buddha, isn't it something unique? Because in a church, do you expect to see any picture of Lord Buddha? Or in a Buddhist temple, do you expect that there should be a photo of Buddhist temple? Photo of Jesus? No. But these societies, Vedanta societies, see, not only the picture is there, But we observe Christmas Eve, we observe the birthday of Lord Buddha, and we invite the Buddhist priests and Christian priests to give talk, though it is hardly reciprocated. It's almost one way or another. But there are some few instances where we have been invited, and I was allowed to speak from the very altar of the Buddhist temple, which is otherwise unbelievable. So people are very much impressed by that. And we have morning chanting, as it is also done here. But on Sundays, we have a special chanting and reading also from the Bible and also from the selections of Quran. And on 1st January, as I say, there is a tradition of visiting temples. So first there is a ceremony in our temple on 1st January. Then, by way of going for pilgrimage, we first visit a Buddhist holy spot with a very big image of Lord Buddha. Then we go to a Catholic church, we sit there and pray, and the Catholic priests, they very much welcome when they see some monks with saffron dress, and with the devotees they go there for prayer, and finally go to a Shinto shrine. So in that way, we are not only preachers, we are practitioners. That's what impresses them. And another wonderful thing is our literature. You see, this Vedanta, Ramakrishna, Vivekananda and Vedanta literature is really an asset. Is there any comparison of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna? Is there any comparison of the four yogas of Swami Vivekananda? Not only that, we have so many wonderful literature which are deeply spiritual, at the same time very much rationalistic and harmonistic and universal. So this literature also highly effective in drawing the interest of the Japanese. And then atmosphere they get here for meditation, which they don't find in Buddhist temples, unfortunately. So in that way, people are motivated and they visit us, and fortunately it is growing slowly and slowly, spreading slowly and slowly, slowly but steadily. Myself, I myself also visit many groups in different islands. You know, Japan is not a very big country, it's a bit longish, but not that wide. So, mainly 5 islands are there in Japan. Now I visit many groups spread over these islands. So, sometimes I visit the same group maybe 8 times, 10 times, 12 times. Why they invite us? Because they see something very useful for their life. And during our talks, we don't quote many things from the scriptures. Rather, we want to make the talk, give the talk in such a way that they can relate it to their life, so that they can really practice it. So when we visit these groups, you see, the programs will be like that. First there will be chanting, then there will be the discourse, a short break, question and answer, and then meditation. So that's the pattern of our satsangs. And our society's activities also include The celebrations, as you know, Ramakrishna, Holy Mother Saradadevi, Swami Vivekananda's birth, the celebration, then Christmas Eve, Buddha's birthday, then Kali Puja also will be there. And in addition to that, there will be monthly satsang, whole day satsang, not the Sunday lectures. So whole day they spend. So there will be discourses, question and answer, songs, bhajans, meditation, and the lunch prasad. So that's the tradition. In fact, my predecessor started in that way. And we have also discourses, regular discourses on Bhagavad Gita at the Indian Embassy. And also visit Osaka. It's quite far from us. Our center is about 50 to 60 kilometers from Tokyo. And then we have a public celebration of Swami Vivekananda. I believe one of those public celebrations was attended by Swami Bodhasaranandaji. And for last 30 years, almost 30 years we have been doing that. So the purpose of that is to spread the message of Swami Vivekananda, not only among the devotees, but the other people who are not in that sense devotees, they also come and attend. So average attendance will be about 200. Sometimes the attendance was there before 400, 500, 600, also that. There we invite scholars, the priests and other distinguished persons to give a talk on Swami Vivekananda. So last year our theme was 4 yogas of Swami Vivekananda. And this year our theme was the inspiring messages of Swami Vivekananda. So it was a sort of seminar. So mostly the younger people, speakers were there, and we gave them several inspiring messages, and each one would pick up one message and speak for about 10 minutes. So our idea is that in that way people would be knowing more and more about Swami Vivekananda and his elevating messages. And we have our publications. Most of the important Ramakrishna literature, very basic, have been translated. Now we have more than 50 publications in Japanese. Other than English, among all the foreign languages, other than English, Japanese, most of the publications are in Japanese. So there are demands of those. Not all books, I should say, quite a few of them, popular. Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, 4 yogas, meditation, spiritual life, Swami Medhasanandaji. Then one on Patanjali's Yoga Sutra. So in that way, then we also sell the books in the form of e-books, through Amazon. So that's also another our activity. Then we have a bi-monthly magazine and monthly news bulletin, both in English and Japanese. Because if it's only in Japanese, then the Indians and others, they cannot know Japanese, they don't know Japanese, so they will not understand. So that's why we made it in both the languages. So in that way, the English-speaking, where the country is full of English-speaking people, it's easier. But for that, we have to really exert ourselves. Then we have an outdoor retreat. Every year, we go to a guest house of temples or some hotels on the beach or some mountain areas and spend 2 nights and 3 days. The whole day will spend in meditation, chanting, discourse, songs, and also some get-together. So the number of attendees, average 50, but sometimes it will be, this year it was 62, and before there are also some outdoor retreats which are attended by 80 to 80 people. So you can understand, in a country, it is attended by suppose 80 people, and they are all Japanese. So from that you can sense that now they are more and more being attracted by these ideas. And they very much enjoy it. Our idea is this, from this schedule of this outdoor retreat, where we try to practice all the 4 yogas. And in our ashram routine, it's more or less we try to practice these 4 yogas. So when they return, they also try to, in their own way, try to practice these 4 yogas. So to give them an idea, the taste of what is spiritual life, we have arranged it, and our devotees like it very much. Now, what we talk about. So during our discourses, I shall give you some idea about it. So as I told you, we try to make it as practical as possible so that they can practice what we preach. So we always try to emphasize on practice. We say, listening to many talks, now through YouTube, you know, people can listen to hundreds and hundreds of talks by many great speakers. But just by listening to talks or by reading books, one cannot become spiritual. So for leading a spiritual life, one has to practice. And that is one of the most important things. Especially those are visiting our societies like for a long time, or long-time devotees. The question is this visit to the society, is for example taking initiation or becoming devotees for many years, bring a change in their life, transform their life? That's $1 million question. That means, to be more specific, has their attachment reduced? Has their love for God increased? Has he or she been able to control their mind and their senses? Have they grown love for God? Have they become less selfish? So these are the criteria. If that is not there, I don't think taking initiation or visiting society, listening talks will much help. So these are the things that we should say. Through introspection we can understand. So give in that way, give emphasis on them. Only your regular practice can help you to become a spiritual, and which will really help you in your life. And we say, if you think that when you have time, do meditation, then it won't be possible. Rather, allot a time in your daily schedule for meditation. And you should know that as food is important for our physical health, as sleep is very important for maintaining our physical health, so for our mental health, Similarly, meditation is very, very important. There is no substitute for this. So if you really feel it, then it will not be this type of excuses that I have no time, I am busy. No. So first is this understanding that for our mental health, for us, meditation is very important, spiritual is very important. Then we should also know that all these relationships, family relationship and other relationships, friends or relatives, this is just for this life only. But our eternal relationship is with God. He is our eternal refuge, He is our eternal friend, He is our eternal Father and Mother. So if this understanding is very strong, then we can have love for God. And in addition to meditation, sometimes there is a complaint, we cannot concentrate during meditation. How it can be? Because if one sits for meditation for 15 minutes or 20 minutes, and the rest of the day, they have no touch with the God, then how can one expect that meditation will be deep? So there will be some connectedness. I particularly use this word, connectedness. There should be a connectedness with God throughout the day, in some form or other. So, by sometimes mental repetition of the mantra or God's name, even without mantra, some name of incarnations of God, repetition of that. Then whenever we eat something, drink something, offering it to the Lord. So in that way there should be some connectedness. Without that connectedness, there cannot be any deep meditation. So also we give great emphasis on this connectedness. And also, for a devotee there cannot be two lives. That means spiritual life and work life. For devotees there is only one life, that is spiritual life. And for that what we need it? Spiritualizing. So those who are the devotees of Ramakrishna, you should Ramakrishnize everything. You understand the point? Ramakrishnize. In Bengali you can, those who are Bengalis here you can know, Ramakrishnaita Korai. So spiritualizing, Ramakrishnaizing. In the same way the Buddhists and the Christians, they can do the same thing. If God is everything, if God is everywhere, it's really that. Only we do not consider it in that way. So let us, as Swami Ashokanandaji wrote a book, spiritualizing everyday life. So for the devotees of Ramakrishna, we can Ramakrishnize them. All relationship, all work should be mooted through Ramakrishna. So in that way, we can be spiritual. Otherwise there will be always a dichotomy. There is always doubts and confusions. And there will be really no peace. So with this I stop here. Let us try to be spiritual, and only that will make our heart full. Otherwise, however name and fame and money we may have, there will be surely some emptiness in our heart which cannot be filled in any other. So thank you very much for your patient hearing. Namaskar.
We are very grateful to Revered Swami Medhasanandaji for his very sagely words, especially the last one where he said that we must Ramakrishnize, that is spiritualize, Ramakrishnize. I request Swami Bodhasaranandaji, the Assistant General Secretary of the Ramakrishna Order, to come and address us. It took some persuasion to ask him to come here. He is a very busy person. He is the executive of the Ramakrishna organization, executive head of the Ramakrishna organization, and naturally with over 350 centers all over the world, there is a lot of administrative work, lot of burden that he carries. And to spare some time for us here was extremely difficult, but we are very grateful to him for coming here. Please come, Swami.
Before I begin, let me invoke the blessings of Sri Ramakrishna. Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmaswarupine avatara varisthaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Swami Medhasanandaji Maharaj, Swami Atmeshanandaji Maharaj, Swami Sunishtanandaji Maharaj, Mr. Senator, guests, dignitaries, and devotees. I am grateful to Swami Sridharanandaji Maharaj for extending a warm invitation to me to Australia, and he insisted that I should visit all the centers of Vedanta here to get a first-hand experience of the work that is going on here since last 20 years. I don't know what to talk and where from to start. Swami Medhasanandaji Maharaj has already introduced the topic of our movement, Ramakrishna movement in Japan. I'll take the same subject a little ahead. The Ramakrishna movement, what we call Vedanta movement in the West, is a great force to reckon with. The story of Ramakrishna movement begins with a divine dream. Rani Rasmani, who was a rich landlady, had a divine dream. She was very pious and devoted to Mother Kali. She wanted to have darshan of Kashi Vishwanath and Mother Annapurna. So in those days, it was daunting to go from Calcutta to Varanasi because no direct trains were there. And then the roads also were not good and safe also. So she decided, this clock is here. So she decided to go by boat. So she engaged 24 boats, 3 for herself and her attendants. She had 3 daughters and their family, for them another 3 boats. Then she needed some security also, so for them separate arrangement was made. Since she was going with a big retinue, she took 24 big boats with her. And so many provisions also she had to carry. She arranged it, I think maybe for about 6 months, because it takes a long time to go to Varanasi from Calcutta in a boat in those days. And then she had to visit other places also on the way. So she must have carried provisions for at least 6 months. Then security guards and other things. Then on the way they had to take some tea, coffee and curds and milk. So for that 1 cow was also taken in a boat, and for that she had to take this green powder also. But you see, surprisingly, the night before she was to leave for a pilgrimage, she had a dream of Mother Kali. And Mother Kali says to her, there is no need of going for a pilgrimage. You construct a temple for me on the bank of Ganga, and then you install one image of mine, worship it devotedly, offer food to it. I will be highly pleased with this. See the conviction of this lady, Rani Rasmini, that she abandoned the whole program. So much money she had spent in arranging all these things. So she cancelled the whole program. And about 20 acres of land she purchased on the banks of the Ganga. Then it took her about 8 years to construct this big temple with 9 spires, and then and about 900,000 rupees was the total estimate for the construction of this temple. And this land was purchased from Jack Hasty. So when this was inaugurated, Sri Ramakrishna's brother, Ramkumar, he became the first priest. After 1 year he passed away. Then the whole mantle came upon Sri Ramakrishna. And Sri Ramakrishna, right from the beginning, he was considered by many as the incarnation of God. Because when this Rani Rasmini, she passed away, then his Mathur Babu, Mathuranath Vishwas, his son-in-law, he was looking after the whole thing. He had great devotion for Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna was hardly maybe about 24 years old at that time, whereas Mathur Babu was quite older. One day he was sitting in his room, and in front of his room was Sri Ramakrishna's room, and veranda was there. Sri Ramakrishna was strolling on that veranda. When he was coming towards Mathuranath Vishwas, he saw Mother calling him. And when he was going in the opposite way, he saw Lord Shiva. Not once, twice, thrice, 4 times he saw. He rubbed his eyes, he couldn't believe. Then he came running and prostrated himself before this young priest, Sri Ramakrishna. So any organization which has a divine inspiration is not going to die so soon. It goes for centuries. It goes for centuries. Swami Vivekananda, after coming from the West, he told the tidal waves of spirituality that have started to rise from this place are going to deluge the whole world with spirituality. And he told, for 1,500 years this Ramakrishna movement will go on. Just we have completed only 100 years. So it is going to last for thousands of years. So may all of us become active participants in the divine mission of Sri Ramakrishna. In 1860, after the passing away of Rani Rasmani, this Bhairavi Brahmini, she came on the scene in 1861. She initiated Sri Ramakrishna, and Sri Ramakrishna, he did intense tapasya, intense austerities for long 12 years. He practiced Shakta and Vaishnavism, the Dvaita or dualism, and Advaita. Then afterwards he practiced Christianity. He had a vision of Jesus Christ merging in his own self. And then afterwards he practiced Islam also. So in the 5,000 years of religion in the world, Sri Ramakrishna is the only person who practiced different parts of religion and came to the conclusion that so many faiths, so many paths. So this is his unique contribution in this world. As many faiths, so many paths. Then he proved that God is, he can be seen, and he can be reached through various paths. So this was his another unique contribution. So during his stay, people started looking him as an incarnation. Because this Bhairavi Brahmini, she saw certain symptoms in him that he is not an ordinary boy. There is something special about him. He has the experience of Mahabhava, all these qualities that a person has in Mahabhava, all those are present in Sri Ramakrishna. And those qualities, she told that these qualities were in Lord Chaitanya and Srimati Radha. And then she gave a challenge to all the big scholarly persons there that you prove it wrong. They all agreed, yes, he is an incarnation of God. Then Sri Ramakrishna, after practicing intense sadhana for 12 years, then he moved to Kashipur, about say 2 kilometers away from Dakshineshwar. Then around his bed, there arose this Ramakrishna movement, it started sprouting. Because all these disciples, young and old and lay disciples, they all started coming. When he was practicing in Dakshineshwar, that time he got some inkling, he got some revelation. Mother Kali is telling him that you have to start one organization, one big monastic order. And so many people, disciples will come, devotees will come, and it will become a global movement. Then afterwards nobody is coming. He is not able to share his divine experiences with anybody else. All worldly people were coming and he was fed up with them. Then when at the end of the day, when the temple bells were ringing for Vesper services, he used to go up on the terrace of the building. And in response to his divine call, come, where are you? Come soon. Then afterwards other devotees and disciples started coming. Keshav Chandra Sen, he came sometime Then afterwards came Vijay Goswami and other Brahmo devotees. Then afterwards Ramchandra Datta, then Mahendranath Datta, Mahendranath Gupta, then Surendranath Mitra, then Master Mahashay and others, Balram Bose and others, they started coming. Then his disciples, Swami Vivekananda, Swami Brahmananda, Premananda and many others, they started coming. So Sri Ramkrishna had earlier visions of all those persons who will come in contact with him. At the very moment, he could recognize them. Yes, Mother Kali has shown all these faces to me. Then he told Vivekananda that you have to teach to the whole world. Naren Shiksha Devi. He wrote it on a piece of paper. Naren, his earlier name of Vivekananda, he wrote on a piece of paper, Naren will teach. And he showed that piece of paper to Vivekananda. He read it, he simply threw it. It is a trash. No, I will not do it. Sri Ramkrishna told, even your bones will do it. And that paper, small paper, piece of paper, it was collected by Mahendranath Gupta, the chronicler of Gospel of Sri Ramkrishna. He kept it in his diary. Even now, that piece of paper is preserved in our museum at Belurmat. Just about a few months back, I scanned that one, I kept it in my mobile. So this was a prophecy that Sri Ramkrishna told that Naren will teach to the world. And then Narendra, Swami Vivekananda, he was a dhyana nishta. He was an illumined soul, adept in meditation. He wanted to immerse himself in Nirvikalpa Samadhi, the highest Samadhi in Advaita Vedanta. Sri Ramakrishna told, you fool, I had great expectation of you. I thought you would become like a big banyan and under your shade, so many thousands of people, they will get some sort of consolation. But you are busy with your own self-emancipation. Then one day he called him and touched him and transferred his spiritual experiences into him and told him that in course of time this will do you a lot of good. And he also told him that other disciples will take care of them and see they don't return to their house and guide them properly. So like this, he consolidated that movement. Then Swami Vivekananda, on another occasion he told, so wherever you carry me on your shoulders, whether you keep me in a humble cottage or under a tree, I'll be happy there. So now we find Swami Vivekananda has kept Sri Ramakrishna everywhere. He's everywhere. His divine empire is expanding and it has spread everywhere. So Swami Vivekananda, after the passing away of Sri Ramakrishna, then he became a wandering monk in India, moved from place to place. And when he reached somewhere, Porbandar, there he heard one parliament of religions is being organized. But he had no idea that he would be able to go there and join that. Then he came to Chennai. In those days it was called Madras. So there also he had one dream that he's seeing Sri Ramakrishna crossing, walking on the water, on the ocean, and beckoning him to follow him. So Swami Vivekananda saw, yes, there is something. This is the command of my teacher that I should follow him, I should go to the west and preach his message. And on another day, he saw another vision that Sri Ramakrishna was telling him, you go to the west, people will be simply amazed to hear your words. Actually, when he went there, just 5 words, sisters and brothers of America, when he uttered these 5 words, 7,000 people, they stood on their toes and clapped for several minutes. It was because he spoke from heart. That's why there was an overwhelming response. Mrs. Bagley, she says that when Swami Vivekananda spoke from the dais, I found he's not an ordinary person. He talks like a god. He is no ordinary person. Then Swami Vivekananda, after this Parliament of Religions was over, then he started giving lectures in New York on Karma Yoga. That is another classic book that Swami Vivekananda has left as legacy, Karma Yoga. Then afterwards he started lectures on Jnana Yoga, where you find the highest principles of Vedanta. Those lectures started in London sometime in 1895, and then he came back to New York again in 96. He started those lectures. So those have been compiled, and now we find it has been compiled, and this one you will find all those lectures, Jnana Yoga lectures, in this one, Jnana Yoga. Then this one gave lectures on Bhakti Yoga. Then he started writing this one, Jnana Raja Yoga. But after some time, he found it is taking too much time. Then he started dictation. And Miss Waldo, she wrote down, and that is another unique book, Raja Yoga. Swamiji was referring to all these four yogas which he has left for us. So Swami Vivekananda, when he preached Vedanta for 4 years in the West, in America and London. Then he called his brother disciple, Swami Abhedananda, to preach Vedanta in London, and then afterwards he shifted to America. For long 25 years he preached there. All those speeches and his writings, you'll find in 11 volumes of complete works of Swami Vivekananda, this one Abhedananda. Then he called Swami Shardananda, another brother disciple, then Swami Turiyananda, then Swami Trigunatitananda. And Trigunatitananda was the first person who built first Hindu temple in the West, in San Francisco, in 1905. Then afterwards the disciples of Swami Vivekananda went, Swami Prakashananda, Swami Bodhananda, then afterwards went Swami Nikhilananda, Prabhupada, Ashokananda, and even now so many sadhus, monks are going there and continuing the legacy of Swami Vivekananda. As on date, we have got 320 centers in 25 countries. So a lot of activities are going on. Broadly, these activities can be classified into 6 categories. One is preaching and cultural activities. So Ramakrishna Mission has got so many publication departments. We bring out about 12 magazines, journals in different languages. Then more than maybe about 2,000 titles we are bringing out. Advaita Ashram is the premier publication department. From there itself we bring about more than 550 titles. The basic or the authentic literature of Swami Vivekananda, his life, his complete works, then the translations of Upanishads, then Brahma Sutras, and on different commentaries of Bhagavad Gita have been translated and are being brought out by Advaita Ashram Publication Department. We also bring out the translations of Shankaracharya's literature. And these books have been translated into various languages. Then from all our centers, we deliver talks, instruct our devotees, then temples are there. So worship of Sri Ramakrishna, Vivekananda and Ma Sharda takes place there. So huge work is taking place. So this is one. Then second is educational activities. We have got about 1,000 schools of different grades. More than 100,000 students are there. And then we have got our own university in the name of Swami Vivekananda. We have got 15 colleges and then so many hostels. So, and Ramakrishna Mission has taken education for the first time to remote parts of India. And there are certain parts which are infested with Maoists, where no government officer, police or army can enter, they will be shot dead. So many people have lost their lives. But in this dress, we have access everywhere. We cross hills and dales, enter into the houses of Maoists, bring their children, admit them in our school, and for 1 year they will inquire what happened to their wards. So much faith they have reposed on us. And those children, now they are becoming IT professionals, doctors, engineers, bureaucrats. So they are contributing to the development not only of India but to other parts of the world also. So much about educational activities. Then we are doing a lot of medical activities also. We have got 15 hospitals, big hospitals. And those are running since more than 125 years. Then 160 dispensaries. Then we have got 7 nursing schools and colleges. Then we also have got some training for paramedical staff who can handle this one. So MRI machines, then CT scan machines and other machines also. Then we have got about 4, 5, 8 old age homes also. So many types of activities we are doing. Then we have got this one, Blind Academy, which is one of the best in Asia. To blind people, they can play cricket also. It's amazing, incredible. Then we are running so many schools of languages, where so many foreign languages are being taught. In one institution, Ramakrishna Mission Institute of Culture in Gold Park, 16,800 students are enrolled there. Now you can see how many people are getting benefit. Then our another activities, that is tribal development. So many tribal areas are there. There also we are skilling or reskilling those persons so that they can stand on their own feet and decide what is good and what is bad for them. So many institutions are there which are working in different tribal areas. Then women's welfare, that also is there. Then relief and rehabilitation, that is another big, our activity. So whenever any calamity comes, our monks rush and start primary relief and then afterwards rehabilitation also. Suppose in Gujarat, there is the biggest district of India that is called Kutch, and the district headquarters is at Bhuj. There we had this earthquake in 2001. More than 10,000 people died. So many buildings collapsed, and Ramakrishna Mission did primary relief, and then several hundred houses were built to accommodate them. Then Andhra Pradesh cyclone was there, super cyclone, where more than 50,000 people were killed, and thousands of houses were built for them. So wherever any fire is there, earthquake is there, or winter relief or anything, we are there to help local people there. And it has been happening right from the days, this was started by Sri Ramakrishna himself, when he was going to Varanasi along with Mutrana Vishwas. So at Devgarh, he saw poor people, they had nothing to eat. So he instructed Mutrana Vishwas to do something for them. He told, if we are going to a far place, if we spend the whole money here, so we will not be able to undertake our pilgrimage. He told, then you go, I will stay with them. So he made him purchase all the articles to serve those people. Mother Sharda Devi, she also started this relief activities when she was quite young. She served hot khichdi and she used to fan and feed them. Swami Akhandananda was the first who realized the ideal of Swami Vivekananda and put it into practice. So the greatness of Swami Vivekananda is the actualization of the worship of God in man. He also kept a motto before us, Atmano Mokshartham Jagachitaya, for the emancipation of oneself and for the good of others. So this motto is being followed by each and every member of Ramakrishna Mission. This is not only for the monks, it is for the devotees also. Atmano Mokshartham Jagachitaya. So the banner of this Atmano Mokshartham Jagachitaya, since last 125 years, we have been holding it above, and it is guiding us. Because Sri Ramakrishna, Swami Vivekananda, in one of his letters in 1895 to his brother disciples, he writes, the nectar that has been obtained by churning the ocean of Vedas, into which all Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar and other gods, they have poured their strength into it and have made it all the more strong. Then other incarnations who have visited this beautiful earth have poured their life into this nectar. This nectar has been brought by Sri Ramakrishna for all of us. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
We are very grateful to Swami Bodhasaranandaji for his very inspiring talk. He has given us an overview of the Ramakrishna movement. Thank you very much, Maharaj, for your excellent speech. With us today we have our great friend and well-wisher, Senator Paul Scar. I request him to address us for a few minutes.
Thank you very much, Swamiji, for inviting me to this evening's event. And can I say to all of the three holy Swamis who have attended, including our guest speakers from Japan and the Assistant Secretary General, I enjoyed your presentations so very much. I do have an interest in Japan, and Swamiji, you brought Japan to life, and it is clear and evident the connection you have with the people and the culture of Japan over the course of the 31 years that you have been in Japan. And I was very moved by many of the stories you told, in particular about the survivor of that dreadful tsunami and earthquake in 2011, who lost all of his family members but was still volunteering. This moved me very deeply, and I was also very interested. I didn't realise the connection between Japan and the evolution of the Vedanta movement, in particular the visit to Japan on the way to the Parliament of Religions, and I found that very fascinating. Assistant Secretary General, thank you so much for taking the time to come. when you were recounting the number of Vedanta centres, 325 different countries, yeah. And all of the university, the colleges, the schools, the dispensaries, all the people all over the world who were assisted by the Vedanta order. I thought we are very privileged. Thank you found the time to come along today. And can I say to each of our Holy Swamis, the work that this Vedanta Centre does in our community is an inspiration to me as an elected Member of Parliament. The fact that this centre and the devotees in this centre reach out to people in times of need. It doesn't matter what we know the universality of the principles of the Vedanta order, and this centre and the devotees here reach out to people in need in our community always. And it's an inspiration for me as an elected member, and it is an inspiration for the whole community. So I hope you take with you very positive memories of this one of the 320 Vedanta centres, which I think is in very, very good shape, and I think is making such a wonderful contribution to our beautiful country. So to all the devotees, I'm honoured that I have the opportunity to share this evening with you all. It's been a great honour, and I found it very, very fulfilling in so many respects. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Senator. I request Atul Deshpande to render a closing song. After that, we will have the Arati, and after Arati, please wear your shoes and please go down and have a wonderful meal cooked by Dr. Ram Singh and Saroj and other volunteers, of course. Thank you.
चेतन भूली छापन जाने मन चलो निजो निकेतने शतपथे मन करो आरोहण প্রেমের আলো জ্বালিয়ে চলো আনোখান সঙ্গেতে সম্বলো রাখো পুণ্যধান গোপনে অতি যতনে লোভমোহ আজি পথে দাসুগান পথিকেরও করে সর্বসাহারা লোভ মোহ আদি পথে দাসুগান পথিকেরও করে সর্বসাহারা পরম যতনে রাখো রে প্রহরী শ্যামদম দুই জানে মন চলো নিজ নিকেতনে সংসার বিদেশে বিদেশীর ভেষে ভ্রম কেন কারণে মন চলো নিজ নিকেতনে সাধু সঙ্গ নামে আছে পন্থ ধাম শ্রান্ত হলে তথা করিবে বিশ্রাম পথে ভ্রান্ত হলে শুধাইবে পথ সে পন্থ নিবাসীগণে যদি দেখো পথে ভয়ের আকার প্রাণপণে দিও দোহাই রাজা যদি দেখো পথে ভয়ের আকার প্রাণপণে দিও দোহাই রাজা সে পথে রাজার প্রবল প্রতাপ সামনারে শাসনে মন চলো নিজ নিকেতনে সংসার বিদেশে বিদেশীর ভেষে ভ্রম কেন অকারণে মন চলো নিজ নিকেতনে नमो नमो प्रभु वाक्य मनातीत नमो नमो प्रभु वाक्य मनातीत मन वचने काधार प्रभु मन वचने काधार ज्योतिर ज्योति उज्ज्वल हृदय कंदर ज्योतिर ज्योति उज्ज्वल हृदय कंदर तुमि तम भंजनहार प्रभु तुमि तम भंजनहार नमो नमो प्रभु वाक्य मनातीत नमो नमो प्रभु वाक्य मनातीत मन वचने काधार प्रभु मन वचने काधार ज्योतिर ज्योति उज्ज्वल हृदय कंदर ज्योतिर ज्योति उज्ज्वल हृदय कंदर तुमि तम भंजनहार प्रभु तुमि तम भंजनहार धे 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 अंग रंग भंग बाजे अंग संग मृदंग धे 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 अंग रंग भंग बाजे अंग संग मृदंग गायछे छंद भगत वृंद आरती तोमार गायछ छंद भगत वृंद आरती तोमार जय जय आरती तोमार हर हर आरती तोमार शिव शिव आरती तोमार खंडन भव बंधन जग वंदन वंदितो जय श्री गुरु महाराज जी की जय।
We have some announcements about the forthcoming programs. On the 22nd of this month, we have a special lecture on mental health and the stigma that is accompanied with it. So, Dr. Narada Sharma, psychologist, will be giving us a wonderful talk on that subject. And during the Queensland Mental Health Week in October, on the 5th of October, we will have a half day full of activities of relaxation techniques. Then there will be a one and a half hour workshop on how to take care of our mental health in workplaces, etc. Power of Us, it's an NGO which is also working with the Vedanta Center here to bring this, as well as Samskriti Queensland. We are all working together to make sure that we are aware of the need for taking care of our mental health. And then we have one of the most important days in our calendar, the Durga Puja, which will be on the 11th of October, but we'll be starting the chanting, etc. from the 4th of October till the 12th of October. So we request all of you to participate in these events and be benefited by them. Thank you.